My next guest, he's joining the flyweight division. He's going to be taking on Tagir Ulanbekov at UFC Fight Night, November 5th. It is Nate Maness back here on the program. Nate, how are you?
Everything's good, man. Just got back from the gym, working hard, ready for this debut.
Yeah, and excited to see you in a new weight class. What brought you to this decision? I know we had spoken in the past about how your weight was a little bit lighter, but what made that decision for you?
I don't know, man. Just the last 2 or 3 years, I've been walking around lighter, and you know how us fighters are. If we can make the weight class below us, we're going to give it a shot. Weight's coming off perfect. I've been working with UFC nutritionist at the PI, so they're making everything smooth for me, and we're definitely going to hit the mark.
Yeah, no, that's great. Did you do like a test cut ahead of time? Like how did that work that confirmed that, hey, this is your new weight class?
I just did some DEXA scans, some things like that, bone density, muscle mass, free flowing fat, stuff like that. Send it into the PI, and they told me I could make it. Just when to hit my marks, how many weeks out, and things like that. So this will be the first time I've hit 25 in a long time, but I can definitely do it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Have you been seeing any comments on social media? You know, everyone's a weight cut expert when they watch the sport, right? Apparently they're a doctor. Have you been seeing any of that? People saying there's no way you can make 125.
Yeah, when they first announced the fight, which this has been out now 10 to 12 weeks. I mean, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, they were saying I was too big for 135. How can I make 25? And the scale doesn't show that at all. I'm really not that big.
Yeah, that would make sense. If you don't mind me asking, how's the weight right now? You don't have to give me an exact number, but everything going well?
Yeah, I think I can make weight in the next, I'd probably need about 2 weeks, but I'm definitely on point with our system and our scales, and everything's leading up to make it, man. I'm definitely going to hit it.
What is it? Is it just, diet? Is it, a lot of extra cardio? Like how do you go about getting down to 125?
Yeah, so I've been walking around lighter anyway. Really just more diet than anything. I'm doing the same cardio stuff that I've been doing. I'm always big into running and things like that. So just not so much snacking around. Whenever I'm eating my meals, I'm eating for nutrition as opposed to just eating something to fuel my training. So it's definitely different, but I'm starting to get used to it. I've been on my diet now about 6 weeks.
Oh, excellent. Okay, well that's good. Your last fight, this is new for us. Coming off a defeat there. What did you take away the most from that performance against Umar Nurmagomedov?
And he's good. I think that's the thing, man. He's all the hype behind him. It's for real, man. He's definitely a good guy. I think what hurts the most is not really the result. Everyone hates to lose, but the performance, man. I know I've shown better takedown defense and things like that. And even leaving the fight, I didn't really feel like I'd gotten in there and had a fight. So I'd love to get that one back, but more power to him, man. He's great.
So is that why you're fighting Tagir? You're like, I got to get this one back. I lost to a Russian. I got to defeat another Russian. Or was it just a coincidence that they offered you this fight at 125?
Yeah, it was a coincidence. There were some guys' comments like you talked about. What does Nathan have against the Russians and this and that? Man, I just take who they send me, man. So I think they wanted to test me with another wrestler. And but he does like to strike a little bit more, so maybe we'll see what happens.
That's great, man. Training camp, anything different for this one, or is it just business as usual, what you normally been doing?
Yeah, just business as usual. Got in the same wrestlers. I just got to put everything together, man. I really don't think I've had that show-stopping performance in the UFC yet. Not just a comeback knockout or pulling out a finish. I just really need to put it together and go and fight my fight.
Any cross training, or will you just keep everything at home base?
Yeah, everything's been here right now. I know I got some coaches that go down to Nashville MMA. If they're happen to come back down there, I'll go with them. And I know Michael Chandler's down there and some other guys. But yeah, everything's right here.
That's good. Who are you mainly working with? Who are some bodies in the gym that you're working with? I know maybe not household names, but still, I'm sure people want to hear who you're working with.
Yeah, we actually got a local card coming up here October 22nd. So I've gotten the chance to be in camp with a bunch of different guys. At my first home gym, we got 3 different guys: Cody Burleson, Josiah McNally, who was a high school wrestler, a really good guy that I've been training with. He's going to be top level. He's only 19 years old. He's going to be a stud. Zane Havenar, he's fighting for the 185 belt. Andrew Havenar is making his pro debut. We've had a full camp, man. It's always easier when you got guys going through the struggle with you.
Yeah, that's good, man. And what about your corner? Will that change, or same guys in your corner this time around?
Yeah, same guys. My uncle, Aaron Houston, Dave Overfield from Nice Guy Submission. He's my jiu-jitsu coach, and we've been adding a little bit of the striking classes over there. And Brad Cummings, always my head coach.
That's great, man. And how's this fight playing out in the 5th? How do you see it going down?
It really just depends on how he wants to fight, man. He comes out and he threw quite a bit with Tim Elliott, some other guys that he wanted to wrestle with. So I'm trying not to go in there as focused on the game plan and just letting the fight come to me and being a little bit more relaxed. But I'm always going to call a second to third round knockout. I'm always going in there to throw. But being at 125, I think I can be a little bigger, a little stronger than some of these guys. Might even work in some of my own wrestling and jiu-jitsu. So we'll see what happens.
How much do you think your power will translate to 125? Because you were knocking guys out at 35. Just imagine down a weight class.
Yeah, I've lost quite a bit of weight, and I still feel strong. I still feel like I'm hitting hard. I think it's going to translate. And, I'll gain a lot of weight back before that night. I don't think it's going to be too much different than me showing up at bantamweight the next day in the cage.
Speaking of bantamweight, there's a couple big fights coming up in your weight class. I got to ask you about them. First and foremost, that Sean O'Malley and Petr Yan fight coming up October 22nd on that stacked UFC 280 card. What's the Nate Maness pick in that one? Who's getting it done?
I'm going with Petr Yan. I think I'd feel better about it if it was a 5-round fight. I think the 3-rounder gives Sean a little bit of a chance to be rangy and pop shot him and pick his shots. But Petr Yan's a scary guy, man. He's the destroyer. He's good.
Yeah, no, he looks great. And then the other fight, obviously, the bantamweight title fight, Aljamain Sterling, TJ Dillashaw, who's taking home the title.
I'm going to go with TJ. I'm a little biased. I like TJ. I like his fight style. I think his wrestling will cancel out Aljamain's, and I think he's a better striker. I think he wins that one.
New division, right? But big name in that weight class. Where does a win put you in the grand scheme of things? Because he's got a lot of hype behind him.
Yeah, I think he's ranked 15 right now. I come in and I put him away, especially I want a top 10 guy. I explain if I win this fight, I plan on fighting for the belt, this time next year. This guy, a top 10, a top 5, and we're right there.
And you had a new contract, right? I guess that still is intact even with changing weight classes?
Yeah. I have 3 more fights left on my contract. Umar was the first on the new 4-fight deal.
That's awesome, man. That's great. Kind of switching gears a bit. We had this really stud wrestler fight last week on Contender Series, Bo Nickel. He's now going to be making his UFC debut coming up in December. What did you think of that performance? Because some people are already talking about him jumping in the deep end and fighting these top 5 guys. What did you make of the 2 fights? I don't know if you happen to see them.
Yeah, it's impressive, man. Just to go out there against another trained guy, these aren't amateurs, and to put them away so easy and so smooth. I don't think he got touched in any of them. I'm not huge on just like putting guys in there with top 5 guys and rushing them too much. He's a young guy. He's got all the talent. Maybe, borderline top 15 guy and work his way in. I think he's going to do great, though.
When's the little one on the way? I know you're obviously expanding the family.
Yeah, December 27th. So I'm going to get this one in, and that'll put me in a perfect time to take a little bit of break and, work on the family stuff. But, yeah, we're excited about it.
Do you know the gender yet, or are you still waiting?
Yeah, I'm having a girl.
Oh, congrats. That's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Does that change
I'm not
things?
Sure what to do with a girl.
No, for sure. No, absolutely. Hey, listen, you're a trained fighter, so I don't think you got anything to worry about her future boyfriends or anything like that. But has that changed things in camp? Because, obviously you got to be there for your missus, helping her out and stuff. Like, have things changed at all?
Just having to put things a little bit more in order, planning things out a little bit. I've had to miss a training session here and there for like ultrasounds and stuff like that. But she's really been understanding, and she knows what this means to me, especially coming off a loss to Umar and dropping a weight class. So everything's been great around here, man. She's working with me.
That's awesome. And we're looking forward to this fight, man. November 5th, UFC Fight Night. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I've always got my list.
I love it. You're a veteran, by the way. I love that.
Yeah. Team Lynn, Expressway Ford, Baker Chiropractic, Lux Motors, Max Custom Completions, Stonebridge Sports Insurance, Strong Realty Team, Fisher Total Maintenance, All Custom Roofing, Merle Painting, Talkaholics, Darren Bronner, Chasers Bar and Grill, Southern Indiana Combat Production, Elite Flash Performance. Man, I appreciate all you guys helping me do this full time, and I appreciate you having me on.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.